I can't think of a word right now. It's supposed to be something that's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be excited to work. You're supposed to be excited to like go nuts, to make mistakes, to like configure stuff. So without a lot of talk, today, so what we're doing is like as anything comes, if you have questions, don't hesitate, just bring it within the scope of what we do. What we do is network systems and network engineering systems, right? We try to stick with 100 nodes and 50 users because that's what I know. If you're thinking of like load balancers or some type complex IKE, BGP type AWS peering, I answer your questions because I only know it theoretically and my knowledge is not even that much. So I apologize for being honest. But what I'm just trying to tell you is like, you can answer any question within the scope of a decent SMB situation, which is what pertains to what the business we run here, right? The point is you guys are supposed to come and own your skills here so that you can deliver your services better out there. You get what I'm trying to say? So come with very complex questions. That's to be very tough, please. That's the goal. That's worth my time. So today we're going to be doing ospf ecmp. So and md5. If you have any questions too on the spot, you can just bring it too. You get? Or may I just have stuff that like I'm working on here because I'm designing like racks, right? Let me show my screen real quick. I'm designing racks. So so the goal here is if give me 1 second. Let's do infrastructure. So what we're doing here is we're all right. Can you?
Yes.
Right. So if you can see my screen, so what we're doing here is I apologize. So this is like I found out a lot of people learn with like packet tracer and GNS. So I've tried to like render it in the packet tracer GNS type environment. So so for the tech in Nigeria, you guys are gonna be getting a lot of work from like next month. I'll say like second week next month. For techs in the US, so we just have me and Matthew are techs in the US. There are 3 techs in Nigeria, 2 techs in the US. I mean, we try to stay busy here and there. So so why I'm showing you this is what we have here.
Screen is not visible here.
Say that again. In shadow rack design, which is this rack right here. So we run ospf here as 0, right? So if you come to the link between the firewall and the switch and the MLS, because we use the MLS here, which is what you have. There's 2 links between it, right? So let's say for instance, you go put the rack in some closet, and then the cleaner is like she just mistakenly swipes her hand or something, or she scooches over at some point, and then she pulls one cable with her. All right, I'm still trying to grab the ATP address. I think that's what the problem is. All right. First thing is study. Yeah, I'm trying to get a GTP address for my MLS. That's why I'm waiting. Okay, so one second. I'm trying to get a GTP address, and then we can get onto the switch. So the point here is we're trying to configure equal cost multipath for the ospf so that the ospf traffic can be load balanced across two links, and it's also redundant across two links, so that if somebody mistakenly takes off a link in real time, you get, like I said, the janitor rips one link off, you have load balancing for the other one, right? And then you have redundancy for it, so it comes back up. A lot of people learn with packet tracer, like I said, so that's just the didactic version of the real-time labs. Why am I not getting an address now? One second. All right, so that 0, this one going into the street. This one, we got this one going into the little thing. All right, so I think I know why it is. I'll just turn off my Wi-Fi first. So you guys are not going to see me for a bit. Give me 1 second. Can you guys see me now? Can you still see my screen? Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
So we should be able to log in now. So this is our stack, our core stack. So right, the ospf neighbor. So these are ospf neighbors, right? So I'm an ospf neighbor with a 40 gig, which I'm going to show you here is I should be able to. So I said the trusted host is what I did. So I'm trying to think here. I already said the trusted host. Yeah, that's okay. So the point is I'm on the I don't want to mess the configuration up. But so what I did here was I said a trusted host. So this is our server here in VLAN 100, right? So I said that the trusted host on the 40 gate, meaning that only the 40 gates can be accessed by the server. Because in the real time, you don't want anybody for security, right? You don't want anybody. That's why you have things like what is IPGTP, snooping trust. You know, DHCP snooping, or like maybe like that binds a port to a MAC address to a port, or like show or like what is ARP inspection, like you know what I'm talking about. So point is, I configured my server to be a trusted host for the 40 gate firewall. So if you look here, there is a VLAN 5250 IT management, meaning that only IT management can access our devices. The reason why I'm doing it that way is because you don't want some random person to just come tomorrow, right, and plug their computer onto our network and be able to access the firewall and just break stuff, right? It shows you don't know what you're doing, and why do you have a security background? So like defense in depth, like defense in depth, least privilege, you guys know all those like views, super views, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't know, say it. I'm assuming you know it, so don't shut up. Like talk. If you don't know, that's the point here is learn, and then when you go to site, you go configure a firewall, go configure MLS. You know what you're doing, type shit, So I have two links going into the 40 gates, right? So if you look here, if you look on the didactic version, got a GI one by some. Let me do it like this. So if you look on 40K, I have a GI. I have a GI8, which is this gigabit 8 interface, and then I have the faster than 0 interface, right? So if I do a show IP route OSPF, so these are my OSPF routes. So this is the administrative distance of OSPF. This is the cost we're currently using, and this is the faster than 0. And then the gateway of last resort is 10.20.20.67 to network 0.00, meaning that you know how your routing table works, right? If you're trying to eat a static default route, you got to use this as the next stop address. You know what I'm talking about, right? So don't hesitate to ask questions, though, because I'm expecting questions at this point. Because when I configure what I configure, then we just move on and it's be like, oh, we didn't do anything that shit, you know? All right, so hold on one second. So what we're doing here, can you hear me? So what we're doing here though is what we're doing here is to test our ecmp, right? So show run pipe include ospf. So we run hold on one second, show run pipe section on ospf. So this shows us all our OSPF configuration. What's wrong with this? Does anybody know what's wrong with this? I used to work at a company called Radio Engineering Industries, and this line was why they stole $5 million from the company. There's a Russian hacker that stole $5 million from the company. So this was the line that is getting. Does anybody know? Does anybody know? I'm just supposed to know what's wrong. Sorry for picking on you.
Honestly, I wish I can see.
You can still. So first, you're echoing, meaning that you're using two accounts. So close one. Then hold on 1 second. Let me try to share again. You can't see my screen, so entire screen allow. Can you see my screen now? Wait, Ahmed, can you see my screen?
I think my issue is internet because I can't see anything.
Sam, can you see? Sam, can you see my screen?
You should scroll up on this phone to be there.
I can't see it for now, but I've seen it before.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right.
The user pages too, so if you just scroll up. Participants should be two, so just scroll up.
If you can see my screen, you want me to scroll up?
Yes. No. Them.
Oh.
You should scroll up. I can see your screen.
Right, sweet. So Sam, can you see my screen?
So just scroll up.
I can't see it yet.
On participants, on people or PVP in a group, just scroll up. Just scroll up. Just scroll up.
Scroll up.
Scroll up.
Matthew, can you see my screen?
I can see it fine, yeah.
Okay, so you guys go fix yours. Stop using Glow. My calendar doesn't care about you. That's the solution to your problem. My calendar is not using load balancing. It's not load balancing his OSPF. My calendar is not load balancing. It's using one line, and the janitor has removed this line. That's the reason why you can't see my screen. So let's move on. So I was assuming that you can see my screen now. So come out with better internet. What happens here is I'm going to take this line off now because this line advertises all the 4.3 billion addresses in the world, and that's what happens. So it's a network 0.00 command for OSPF. You should not use it in real time. But I used it because I was just trying to be lazy and just advertise all my routes at once. So I've taken that off. So I'm going to do show IP route OSPF. So the goal here is we still have our OSPF running, which is do show OSPF database, do show OSPF database. Usual IP OSPF database. Okay, usual IP OSPF neighbor. All right, so we still have the neighborships running, right? So we have two lines, like I said. I'm trying to configure ecmp and md5. So you guys know md5, right? Message digest 5. It's just an action algorithm. Right now, if I show you my OSPF route, you see OSPF is not exchanging any encryption, any hashing, meaning that if anybody comes, they can sort of just advertise OSPF in the same process ID, and they can get into our network, right? So we're putting an extra level of security by putting a router ID, MD5 on it, right? That's what we're trying to do. So first thing you gotta do here is you gotta come router OSPF1, right? Then we're gonna do IPOS. Give me 1 second. I gotta remember the commands. Fuck. That's just wrong. So the router OSPF1. You're gonna advertise this on the interface. So we're gonna do interface GI8. So we're gonna do IP OSPF authentication, message digest 5, message digest. You're gonna do IP. So I'm gonna do terminal monitor. Then you're gonna do IP OSPF authentication keychain. You're gonna create a keychain is what we're gonna do. Keychain, let's just say SGI, right? Keychain SGI. Then what I try to do here is, as I create these things, I go to, hope you guys can see my screen. Because like what we're doing is we're not here to like mess around. So what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that when you go on site, because this is what we are doing, this is best practice. We're customer paying per shadow rack is 35 million. I probably shouldn't have said that. You don't want to pay 35 million for something that is not secure, no, right? So the goal here is to have dudes go out there and go like do installs and represent the brand, right? So 025138. So password, give me 1 second. So master password. So what the hell? What the hell? Give me 1 second. Apologize. One second. All right. So I'm gonna do my vault. You know what we're doing now. So MD5 for SGI rack. So username, just main thing is password is SGI. The MD5, sorry, MD5 secret is SGI, right? And then come here, save, and then I'll say MD5 for SGI rack. So if you come here, so you see why I turn on the terminal monitor? Is so that you can see the adjacencies go down, right? You see, went from full to down. The reason is that your must match on your OSPF, a few values must match for OSPF. Your hold down time, you know what hold down timer is. Your LO interval must match. The hold down time, default hold down time for OSPF is default hold down time for OSPF is default hold down time for OSPF is 10 seconds. I'm sorry, no, 40 seconds. Default hold down time for LO interval for OSPF is Hello interval is 10 seconds, hold time is 40 seconds. Sorry. So I'm trying to remember the exact reason in my head. So it went down because you didn't configure it on the other side. Sure you get. So when you come here, authentication is SDI, uppercase, case sensitive, IP ospf, authentication, use message authentication, keychain, okay, keychain, and message digest, keychain, give me 1 second, keychain, word, what's the word, keychain, what's the word again? Oh yeah, we use SGI. So if you do show IP ospf neighbors, right? Your neighborship has lost the GI8. You see, it has lost the GI8 versus here, where we had a GI8 neighborship. You see, we had a GI8 neighborship here. For 33 seconds, the dead interval, which is same as dead interval and ospf and key interval is the same thing. Dead interval and hold down time is the same thing. Do you understand what's going on here? You guys understand what we're doing, right? So what you have to do now is you have to go on the FortiGate and go configure the same thing as what you did here. You get what you gotta do, you gotta come do a do show run, right? If you come to your ospf, it should be sorted. Because if you come here, do interface, see, oh, you should show it later. You shouldn't be showing like this. ospf, give me 1 second. Got a message digest, every key, and ospf, message digest, keychain, give me 1 second. ospf, authentication, message digest. Give me 1 second. So I think you have to turn on service password encryption. Configure terminal. Service password encryption, right? Then now you come here, you're gonna do enable. So you're gonna do interface GI8. Configure terminal. Interface GI8. You're gonna do interface IP ospf authentication md5. Message digest, actually md5 message digest. Then do show run section, do show run. Service password encryption, IP ospf authentication, IP ospf authentication keychain SGI. IP ospf authentication keychain. This is a lowercase SGI. So do show run. Okay, it's still showing it. Show me this way though. But yeah, point is you have the SGI, you gotta go configure and enable because the hold down time, the keys have to match on the FortiGate. But before we do that, we're doing two things at the same time, right? We're configuring ecmp. So the next thing we gotta do is on this device, we gotta say configure terminal again. But let's just say end configure terminal. We gotta say router ospf1 maximum path 2 area 0, and then you're going to do interface GI8, then put a cost to it, right? So cost is 10. Let's just put a cost of 10, right? You guys know what cost is, right? So cost of 10. Second. Interface 8. Cost. There's no cost here. Okay, so we're gonna do no terminal and no terminal monitor configure terminal, no terminal monitor, no terminal monitor. What the hell? Invalid input detected. No terminal. There is no terminal. No terminal works now. Trying to get rid of this debugger. Because we debug. All right. So what we gotta do here is routers, configure command, router, ospf1, maximum path 2, maximum path 2, area 0, interface, one second, interface, area 0, interface, ID. Oh, this one doesn't take the interface command. Yeah, it's the version, depends on the version. Interface, give me 1 second, interface, async, fast internet. Okay, so we can only gigabit 8. So gigabit 8, so this gigabit 8. Then we're gonna put a cost to it. As it don't take cost. This one doesn't take cost. Cost. 1 second here. I'm trying to find the analog of the BFT configuration commands. I'm trying to find the ospf refresh commands. And that's version 3. So this one, Windows standby, HSRP, interface configuration commands, standby. So give me 1 second. Wait till I get to this video. I'll just check the version of router right now. Just wait. Yeah, look, this one kind of just cost on it. This is an older version of router, so just show version. See the type of router. So this is the version of router we're running on right now. Need to be running. So of course, Cisco 800 series. Trying to check the 800 series C800 universal A9. What's the version? What's the first command to adjust for ecmp? Server interface. Okay, so give me 1 second. So got to configure terminal interface GI8 IP ospf cost hypergraph cost 10, right? That's our cost. So that's how you configure it. So and that's it. So we're configuring cost 10 for that one, and we're going to come interface fast Ethernet. All right. So we got interface GI8 interface GI, we just did GI 8, right? Yeah, we just did GI 8. So we got a maximum path 2, we are 0. So we're going to do interface faster than 0, right? Faster than 0, cost 10. IP ospf cost 10, right? So what we just did here was ospf supports equal cost equal cost load balance. You guys know what cost is, right? Cost is the metric used by ospf, by Dijkstra and ospf. Dijkstra is the algorithm on ospf. So what we just did was we're trying to force ecmp, equal cost multipath, so that our ospf traffic is going to pass multiple paths. So two advantages is load balancing and redundancy. We'll test it right now, but the point is I'm just recapping. So once you do the ospf, we're trying to load balance it and get redundancy. So if one link goes down for some reason, whatever, broadcast storms, whatever reason you can think of, MAC address stable instability, whatever reason, routing stable instability, anything you can think about, we have a failover for it. So that's what we just did. So we can only have equal cost here is what it says. So the reason is by OSPF, if you have an equal cost on your OSPF, it will never load balance because OSPF does not agnostic. OSPF only works with equal cost. So we have to force an equal cost. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Like if you understand OSPF very well, you are supposed to know that OSPF will only allow you to take equal cost load balancing. So meaning that if you have different costs on your OSPF, it's never going to work. So you have to force the equal cost for the multipaths to work. Meaning that if you do not use this command, even if you are trying to configure multipath, it's never going to work until you put the same symmetric cost on the interfaces. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm going to switch to my firewall and configure the same thing on the firewall side. So my firewall, I run a 48. I run a 48 on firewall. So, sorry, I apologize. I run a 48 on firewall. So, ncpa.cpl. So you're gonna come here, right click, come to my firewall is on 1.99. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna work because I have a trusted host on it. Give me 1 second. I have trusted host on it. It's not gonna work. Okay, there's one way we can do it is no, it's still not gonna work. Only the trusted host can work on it. So I have to be on the 3-dot network. So for me to be on the 3-dot network, let's see if I can do that here actually. I have to be on the 3-dot network for me to make it work. The only other option for me is to cancel onto it and configure it from the console, which is what I'm going to do because I don't want to kill myself. And you guys are not paying me to train you, it's free training. So I'm not going to kill myself. So what I did was I configured trusted host on the firewall because I only want the server to be able to access it. So meaning you have to be in the server subnet. It's just for security. You have to be on the server subnet for you to be able to access the firewall. That's the only way for you to access the firewall is to be on the server subnet. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here. I'm gonna plug this guy in. So first thing we're gonna do. So first thing we're gonna do console. So we're console right? So we got device manager. Once your device manager onto it, check your device manager. Then come here, go to ports, come to COM3. So go to party.exe. From the serial, come to COM3. So config router, ospf. So configure out our ospf. So first thing, we're trying to get our md5 up. Give me 1 second. All right, so you're guys gonna come configure out our ospf. Configure our ospf. Config ospf interface. Edit. So edit. I got two. The two interfaces. So you go back to your didactic shadow guard is shadow rack. The two interfaces I'm going into. I didn't notice. That's my bad. So I got an interface. I'm gonna note it right now. So the interface is one of them is going into interface 4 and 5. So GI. That's very like me actually. So GI 8 is going into. I'm gonna put it on there. So the neighbor for GI 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. The neighbor for GI or FA is 4. So 5. GI 8 is 5. So firewall side is 5. 5. Interface 5. Then the other one is 4. Firewall side is 4. So when you come here, you get. So I'm gonna save it real quick, just because, right? Because why not? So save, right? So we're gonna come edit port, edit. Give me 1 second. Edit internal. So edit internal. That's the nomenclature in 48. So edit internal 4. Should be like that. But edit internal 4. Give me 1 second. Edit internal 4. Okay, so edit internal 4. Set. Give me 1 second. Go SPF interface. Edit. Core system. Set interface message digest. Set authentication. Message digest. md5 key. md5 key. 1. md5 key. Set md5 key. SGI. One second. Set md5 key. Okay, keychain. So SGI. Keychain when entry not found in data source. Keychain input string value. Set keychain. Entry not found in data source value pass before. Second. 3. Authentication message digest. Okay. Set. It's gonna be set keychain equals string value. Equals string value. I have to declare. I think I have to declare the secret first. What I gotta do. Okay. For set cost. 10, right? Set cost 10. Then got to go to another interface, edit, internal. Okay, so we're going to do end here. As we said, that's really important. As we said, ospf interfaces, edit, internal 5. Internal 5. So I'm going to do set cost to 10 as well. I'm going to do set authentication to message digest. Set, give me 1 second. Interface name, IP address, set authentication. I think we already set the authentication. So we got keychain. Set keychain is what we gotta set. Set keychain. Keychain. Oh yeah, I see it now. So I see it now. So what we did wrong was md5. Let's do end. Let's do show system interfaces. Okay, so internal 2, internal 4, internal 5. Oh yeah, internal 5 or internal. Internal is in internal 5. That's what the problem is. Internal 4 is in internal. So we gotta do edit internal 4. So we're gonna come internal 4. So config router ospf and edit internal 4. Then set authentication message digest. Set authentication. We're gonna do on set skillful type grep trusted. So please check your chat. Skillful edit admin. Okay, so that's the trusted host command that's stopping us from accessing the web interface. So we're going to do on set trusted host. Trust host. That's on set trust host 1. Trust host 1, right? Then end. Then now we should be able to access with the GUI, and then we should be able to put the md5 password. Sorry, I was just showing off actually because I'm such a G, right? Don't worry, when you guys get super fucking badass, you will see all network engineers. There's a what's the word now? 3.5. Okay, it's going to be DHCP. So give me 1 second. There is a stereotype for like network engineers where they like to just show how cocky they are. It's just normal. So I'm just trying to see. I should be 4.99. Yeah, 4.99. Default give is 3.5. Shouldn't be 3.5. Why default is 3.5? IPv4 address 4.101. It shouldn't be 3.5. 3.5? No, bro. Shouldn't be 3.5. Shouldn't be. HTTP //192.168.3.5. I have to come change my pin to manual if I have to access it first. So I have to put myself in a 3.0 network. Or another thing I can do is I can do a release renew. So that's what I'm going to do actually. But if I release, probably release to mess the network up. So let me disable it. And enable it. Disable. So to do before gateway identifying. So we're trying to get on the GUI and to be able to do this thing better. So we're trying to do. Hold on, it's still the same thing. That's terrible. Okay, so we're gonna do config system interfaces. So you see everything I'm doing. You guys are going to be doing this on site. So config system interfaces, edit internal one, show full. DHCP. The DHCP portion is what I'm looking for. Alright, so what we gotta do here is we gotta right click, come here. No, you come here. Come here, put 192.168.4.100. And I put 192.168.4.99. Okay, what's the address one more time? Give me 1 second. So I'm gonna come here, show full on the interface 4.99. Okay, let's configure it like this. Yeah, we'll be good. So proceed to this. Admin. I just told you firewall password, but I mean you can't get into it regardless. So I have some experience, by the way. I have some guys who have done some work on it. It's been getting into it very quickly. Simple dictionary. Here, come to edit. Come to ospf message address 5. Click OK. Come to networks. Come to, give me 1 second. Edit. Yep, ospf, then BFD global passive interface. Give me 1 second. Cost, parity, plain text, password, message address. Message address. Then come here, come to edit. Text change. Fix it into CMP. 1 second. Passive interface. BSPF passive interface. Is it passive interface? Meaning that don't send errors, right? So summary address, and I think that should be it. Default metric is 10. That's the cost. We set the cost of 10 right here for the ecmp, and then we're gonna do ospf edit Then we're gonna do ospf. Yeah, we already did that one. One second, ecmp. Okay, so that's all there is to it. So yeah, I think that's it. So cost, I think that's it. But we put a cost of 10 to emulate the ecmp. So put in a cost of 10 for internal 4, and internal 5, internal 4. So the thing is, you can nest the interfaces with FortiGate. Because FortiGate is so simple to use. If you're trying to be like, God, you shouldn't be learning FortiGate. So I feel like it's just easy to use. Like it's not like Cisco. Cisco is the test of whether you really know it or not, in my opinion. So, like for instance, right, you can come here. This internal, the internal 5 is in internal, so you can add multiple interfaces into the internal. Do you get? So that's why you are saying internal 5, because internal 5 is a subset of the internal. So I'm coming from. So let's see if our ospf is back. Show get router info routing table ospf. Okay, we have only one ospf for now. Internal 4. So obviously the reason is because give me 1 second, we didn't configure something properly. Because the goal here is, I think we're spending up to 1 hour. Well, I'll wrap up in 2 minutes. The goal here is we're supposed to turn off. Why did this course come back? Oh, I probably didn't apply it. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 10%. So the reason is because ospf internal cost is 10. So the reason is because we're supposed to test the ecmp, right? We're supposed to test the ecmp to test the failover. For instance, shut down one of the interfaces, see if the other one comes back up. See where I'm coming from? Test the failover on the ecmp. So here is this view routing monitor. So it has only one neighbor. See, it has only one neighbor. SPF neighbors. So interface. Thing that from so get router info routing table. SPF. No routes available. No routes available because it has to convert. Because the OSPF is sending LSAs, link state advertisements, and LSAs, and it takes about 10 seconds for the LSAs to get to the LO intervals. And after 40 seconds, after 10 seconds, the LO intervals will come back to normal. Like it says, oh yeah, I'm here type shit. After 4 LSAs, after 4 LO intervals, LO packets, which is 40 seconds, that's the dead interval, which is the low downtime, and then the convergence time is greater than the dead interval. So after 40 seconds, it's going to try to find another route, and after 40 seconds, I don't know if it converges. So if I haven't messed it up, because I'm feeling sleepy right now, if I haven't messed it up, I've lost so many bullshits. Default gateway is what we're getting wrong. Default gateway. Okay, we still have no routes. 1 second. Priority. So the cost of let's reduce the cost to 7 for now. So prefix length, priority, BFD. So I'm gonna force the 1 second, edit ecmp cost, first maybe cost stage. I think it's the lower cost here. I think the lower cost is the cost is inversely proportional to the bandwidth. So the higher bandwidth have lower cost. The lower cost becomes your preferred route. Try to clear it. Clear. Execute. Clear. Stem. Forget that clear command. Config router ospf. Clear. Forget the command. Let's ask someone that knows. ChatGPT. Once again, what's the command to clear ospf? Membership. Before we said in FG 40 gigs. Clear IP ospf soft or something. Is execute router, restart ospf. Execute router, restart ospf. Execute. Let's see. Get router info. Routing table. Routing table all. Okay, so execute router. Execute. 1 second. Execute router. Restart ospf. Restart ospf. 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 Process. Okay, I see down my neighborships. I'll have a better answer for you by next class. So what we did today was we attempted to reduce our cost and messed everything up, but we attempted to reduce to match the cost. Okay, I didn't apply it. Maybe I didn't apply it. I did. So we attempted to reduce the cost of the ospf. 1 second here. 5. Click apply. Cost to achieve ecmp, and then we attempted to and then we were trying to do a md5 authentication. That's what we did. So apply URL to manual. Okay. So that's what we did. Next I'm going to have I'll sit down with it and see what I did wrong. I probably fat fingered something or something. I don't know. So Becca is going to follow up. Becca and Sam follow up to onboard. You have you guys properly onboarded. Make sure she gets all the information. You guys should give them more information. You can give them and let everybody just work. Bring your questions. If you have any questions to this class, let me know too. There's probably something I did that I don't remember. Or something I didn't add. I must have messed it up at some point. So